Dream, believe, achieve. That's the power of Can. Welcome to my show Because I Can with Ridhan, powered by Ridzworld Publishing. We celebrate Teachers' Day every year. What makes them so special that every year the whole country dedicates one day to teachers? Who are teachers? What are they for? Today I have a very special guest on my show. She was my teacher, my mentor, who shaped me in my early days. She is my first and second grade teacher, and since then, she's always been there for me, and I respect her with all my heart. She has not only restricted herself from teaching academics, but has also imparted numerous lessons beyond the curriculum. She has always recognized the positive potential of each child, and she tirelessly works to bring it to the forefront. She's inspired me to give my best, corrected me, instilled confidence in me, groomed me, guided me, and on many occasions even acted as my second mother. She is my teacher who understands me. I would like to welcome Miss Sumita Bajpai, my beautiful Sumita ma'am. So, ma'am, I'm curious to know that before the pandemic, how were things?
Okay, school was as it is now,
Yeah,
but then yes, we were not prepared for these online concepts,
yeah.
which because of pandemic became like it taught me I was not a technology person.
Yeah.
So when things started happening online, I started learning so much about how to make the PPTs and how to maybe beautify the PPT so that
Yeah.
it's understood to the teacher, how to embed a video into a PPT. So things came. So before pandemic, we had maybe those charts and stuff that we did a lot. Now,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
pandemic was there, it was easier. Like we had it online. People were like how they are now. Everything was same. Yeah. So the thing is, with your generation, you've seen both. I mean, even we've seen both. But yeah, you'll take so many memories of it, right? Because
Yeah.
2 years of schooling were online. For us, it never happened like that in school, right? When we were in school.
The teachers weren't trained for it.
True, very true. For the online schooling, yes,
It was quite surprise. It was quite a turn of events.
it was a lot, and many of us like faced the. I would honestly say many of us really struggled in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then yes, down
Then
the
like-
line we had to
Huh.
learn it. Even we learned. There were so
Yeah.
many things we unlearned, and then we came
Yeah.
back to how to do
It
things.
was actually also very hard for the students also. So to raise on Zoom to raise how to raise your hand, and also how to see the students also. All of them
Correct.
also
It
very
was a
big
challenge. It was a
Very big
challenge.
challenge.
So earlier we started off with our mobile phones, and
Yeah.
then we all had to buy the laptop because then it gave us a bigger screen. It gave
and
us
then-
more students on one
Yeah.
slide. So yeah, even we started, innovating how to do what better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, it was a challenge, but I think now it's very easy. Like
Yeah.
now everybody's gone used to it. We know how things go. But which one did you like, the online or the offline?
I don't know. I think it was offline and online both. So offline in terms of that I can meet my friends face to face. I can talk to them. I can shake hands with them. So it was really a good moment. And online classes because it also taught us a lot. And also those fun games we used to play. I cannot forget Fun Fridays.
Yes, we used to have Fun Fridays.
Yeah, so then we all used to sit there together. So every day we would either leave, but on Fun Fridays we would all stay and we
Stay
would
for
play
the
games.
breaks, yes.
I still remember that we used to switch off our cameras and we used to change our names. And you and Meghna ma'am had to guess.
Correct. I also remember the whiteboard that I used to put up. So you all would scribble and I would erase, and again you all would scribble and I would erase.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was
It
really
was
fun.
really fun.
So online was better, I think. We all enjoyed so much.
But then we had to stop because the names also were showing there.
Correct.
So you could be easily caught.
Yes, but you have just to change your name, and it was good,
Yeah.
right? Your batch was very nice.
Really
You
fun.
remember them, Navya and all?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
How difficult was it for teachers to adapt this change? So it was first like normal school,
Hmm.
then online,
Hmm.
then it became hybrid,
Yes, yes.
and after that, regular school.
Correct. So, offline, because we were always
Yeah.
used to doing offline,
Yeah.
right? We never knew that online was possible. So
True.
that was easy. We were all into it. When online came in, these platforms also, Zoom and other platforms that we had, even they were not prepared actually to take in so much, right?
Yeah.
So our systems used to crash or their platforms used to crash. Even
Ah.
that has happened with us.
A lot.
We didn't know in the beginning how to share the screen, how to do the whiteboard, you know. Slowly, when they probably understood and they gave us so many other options. So that we started learning.
Yeah.
Then we got used to it, and then pandemic was gone, and then there was hybrid. I think even now, when something happens, schools don't want to put it off. They'll do online. If suppose there is a strike or something, you sit at home, do the online classes.
Yeah.
So now it's a hybrid thing, so it's easier for. There's no loss of the kids,
Yeah.
and the whole thing goes smoothly.
So because of pandemic, you all were prepared.
Yeah, so
For
to
any
do the
circumstance,
correct. So it helped. I mean, it taught us a lot.
Yeah.
It taught us a lot.
So after the pandemic, so then remember there were 2 months or 3 months before it was third grade.
Yeah.
So
We had the
what
offline.
was the first feeling when you saw us?
So
as
yeah,
students?
on the screen everybody was same size, same height. But when I met them personally, I was like, "Oh, you'll vary so much." Obviously, you
Yeah.
would, but you're not prepared. And I was like, "Oh my God!" What I see on the screen and what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Of course, there was a lot of similarity,
Lot,
but you know,
yeah.
it was so nice to see and feel and touch people. After,
Yeah.
And for me, you guys, I started off online with you, right?
Yeah.
So those moments were precious. Like really loved to meet the whole batch. And I'm sure they were also like, okay, we can see her now.
Yes. So I still remember my thoughts. Like we could use like a black paper. We could hide ourselves, and then ma'am could guess.
Yes.
So I really miss that online the online
Classes. So in
fun
online classes, I
Friday.
remember everybody used to get something or the other from home,
Yeah.
some toy or a Lego they must have made, and everybody would get a chance to show. Okay, I made this.
At the end of
That
the
class, yes.
Yeah.
Whoever wanted to talk more would stay back.
Yeah.
You know, all that was fun actually.
Really fun.
You're enjoying school now?
Oh, I am.
Good, very nice.
Making good friends.
That's very
enjoying.
good.
What do you think is the biggest challenge in making students love, like reading, writing, love literature, and how can it be tackled?
So see, again, all the kids will not be the same.
Yeah, sure.
That's
True,
there.
true.
So for a teacher, I mean, since you've asked specifically for literature,
Yeah.
there will be a handful of them who would want to do it.
Yeah.
But again, the teachers, motive, as you had said, remember that word, or she has to be that eagle-eyed person who will be able to understand what the potential of the child is.
Yeah.
Everybody will not like literature, so I cannot push or force
Of
the
course.
ones who cannot. So, but the one who knows and does, for them, I would always say that we need to read a lot.
Yeah.
I stressed a lot on the word called synonym, if you remember.
Yeah.
You know, when you are looking into a word, try to find out at least 5 more words for the same, so that you can use it. And that's how people who want
Build
to
up
write,
your vocabulary.
absolutely, that is one very good way
Yeah.
to build up your vocabulary. Yes, the synonyms mean different things sometimes when you're putting them in a sentence, but generally you're able to give your thought
Yeah.
with the different kind of words. So tackling as in such, first is you have to know whether that person likes it or not.
Yeah.
Then teach them the correct way, the correct pathway of how they can maybe grow in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, reading is something. Internet has a lot of things nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So there is something called thesaurus nowadays, which people
It
can
gives
use to gives you all synonyms and
Ah,
antonyms. So
true.
these are small things that if you give the children, you just go and do this on the internet, it'll help them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you balance the following curriculum and encourage students to think creatively?
Okay, so see, curriculum balancing is, as a teacher, all the teachers have
Yeah.
certain lessons that they have to finish in certain time frame. The
Yeah.
syllabus should be complete. Now, as a good or a great teacher, that's the only difference, that you're able to make sure that with that whole syllabus, the child who is creative
Yeah.
is able to bring it out in the academics also.
Got it.
Right? people may not be creative, but they will be creative in some other style, like, you know, maybe they'll be creative in just imagining, but maybe not putting it down on paper. Some people will be able to do create in art, but maybe not write down stories.
Yeah.
So the creativity is in different ways,
Yeah.
right?
So everybody has different things.
Correct. But everybody is creative, but of course their own genres of, you know,
Yeah.
what they are able to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, see, teachers have to really push, really motivate.
Yeah.
But for that, the teacher has to know what the child likes. It's
Yeah.
very important. You have to make sure you encourage, and the potential should be seen and it should be encouraged too. You know?
True.
They should be able to do it. And then give them, you know, help them out. What is the best thing to do if you want to carry it or pursue it ahead? Like for you, when you started writing stories also, you're very good with it, right? It's just that they were shorter stories.
Yeah.
So what did we discuss? We just discussed that let's put more description. Remember,
Yeah.
the first things that we used to have was let's describe it more. The biggest thing that I always told you was when you write, I should be able to imagine that scene happening.
Yeah.
So the more you describe, I can imagine more. That's something that so for everybody it's different. You know?
Yeah. So the more precise you be, the more precise the other person thinks.
Absolutely. So what you want them to think, they should think that only. So for that, you have to make them
You have to do
you have to write like that.
Yeah.
So if it's a breezy morning, you have to make sure that just don't write it's a morning, it's a breezy morning. So people will start thinking, okay, it's nice and
It was
cool.
early in the morning. It was breezy.
Correct.
The
So
sun
things like
was
that.
shining. Yeah.
Yeah. Which you really picked up well. I mean, that's how your books have come in, and you're putting each and every detail into that novel, which is very good.
It's all thanks to you, ma'am.
Again, you're welcome.
So, ma'am, how do you ensure that your teaching accommodates all types of learners? So, for example, if I say that, how will everyone understand? It's not like everybody will understand. Few of them will have doubts.
True.
So then, how do you make sure that nobody is left behind?
Yeah. So for that, see, as a teacher, we are also trained
Yeah.
to do certain things. So I'll tell you, when we study, each child has their own, if you've heard the word of multiple intelligences,
Yes.
someone is an auditory learner,
Yeah.
somebody is a kinesthetic learner,
Yeah.
someone is a visual person.
Okay.
So when I am creating a plan for the children to study or teach a concept, I will try to include most of the intelligences in that lesson plan so that I don't leave anybody out.
Yeah.
So I'll try to probably, of course, I will be speaking, so the auditory guys will listen to me.
Yeah.
I'll also try to, maybe if it's online, I'll put a PPT or a video, or if it's offline, I'll have a chart so that they can see and it goes to them. And there are children who, if you don't make them do it, it doesn't help them.
Yeah.
So small experiments. Just suppose we have to teach them, say, spreading of capillaries, like, you know, in the tissue paper, how the thing travels. Help them to do blow painting, right?
Yeah.
And they will themselves see it, and it will always be there with them.
Yeah.
Correct? So you have to, every child is different, everybody has their own learning style, so we have to accordingly make our plans so that everybody is heard, as you said, and nobody is left out. I like one way of teaching also, one very good way of teaching is it's called KWL. So when I start a concept, say, okay, first I'll ask the kids if they've ever heard this word and what is it that they know about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they'll tell me maybe a two things here and there which is common. Then I'll ask them, what is it that you want to know more about it? Again, they'll tell me, it'll be easier for me to make them understand. And of course, the academics keeps following. And then is the L. Later, we merge everything, and what is it that you have learned, right? So don't you think that completes my whole cycle of and getting everybody involved?
It does.
So yeah, that is something I really love, that teaching kind of style. So I think it helps my kids.
Well,
I think I've done that with you guys as well, right?
Yeah. That's some very useful
Did that help you?
Huh?
Did that help you?
Oh, it did a lot.
Because see, when I ask you questions, you are the ones who are giving me the answers, right? So it's not like I'm teaching, you're teaching yourself. So take the credit.
No, but also I have to give the credit to you also.
Thank you, Siddharth.
For being such an amazing teacher and always being there for me.
Thank you so much, Rizan. You're a lovely child.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So, ma'am, do you think teaching will change with the new technology that has come? And what do you think students will need the most?
I have my honest, I don't know, my thoughts are not aligned with many people on
Yeah.
this. But still, now that ChatGPT is here and this
Yeah.
AI is here, I think we should utilize it for our benefit rather
Yeah.
than crib about it and think, I mean, okay, it's all dooms. No, let's utilize it. Like, see, for children say who don't like history, okay, and there is so much to read and all that.
Yeah.
So now, since all the kids are more technology freaks,
Yeah.
they just have to type out,
Yeah.
who was this or who built this, and they get a good, like a small little
Information.
paragraph and information. So instead of going through those history books, they would probably just see, okay, I'll just learn it from
Yeah.
here, and they're done with it, right? So I think for information, it can be a very good teacher if you know how to use it.
Yeah.
A lot of information is there, and if that is going to be the trend, why not start using it? I
Yeah.
would say, yeah. But yes, don't rely completely on it. Do your
True.
own researches.
True.
Read more about it, ask people about it, just don't
Yeah.
rely on it completely. There will be information for sure which is everywhere on the internet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, try to use it for your benefit is what
Yeah.
I feel.
Ma'am, so I would just like to give an example or two. So then, like the new games also that have come, like Monopoly.
Yeah.
So you can you just have to just tap one button, and it'll move. It will play the dice.
Okay.
Everything will do. So then, but then if you're not able to use that technology, then I have that board with me, so I can play with it physically. And then, so then like ChatGPT that has come, or Bing also. So then, so if you're not able to use ChatGPT or there's some problem, so then I will have the dictionary with me. So,
I get your point. So what you're saying is we should be dependent on it
Yeah.
completely, right? Yes.
Dependent,
You should
yeah.
always have a backup. And the backup are these books, these board games that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Correct. So, I mean, this thought process is very good, Ridhan, because everybody doesn't think the same. They're like,
Yeah.
we have the laptop, we have the screen, and that's it.
Yeah.
So they probably have stopped buying things like, those hard copies of
yeah.
things. But it's always good to have it. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you will be playing against a computer and technology, but you will be playing with a friend if you're playing on the board, right? Doesn't that
Yeah.
make a difference? That human
does, it
connection,
does.
right?
It is.
I'm always in for that human connection, by the way. I would enjoy sitting and talking or doing things with people rather than with a computer, maybe, yeah.
Like we're having this conversation now.
Absolutely.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Very true.
So, ma'am, how can I increase my bound of imagination?
See, you're already very creative, right?
Yeah.
Imagination is like, it can be anything, right?
Yeah.
Imagination doesn't have any boundaries.
Yeah.
So if you're reading or if you're thinking fiction,
Yeah.
you can just let your thoughts wander.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't have to restrict anybody who's trying to be an imaginative person, should not draw any lines if they have to imagine. Just let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Till you think, okay, I think I'm being creative and I think I can put them down and people will believe this kind of an imagination. But if you're wanting to be a fiction writer, you can create things for them to start imagining.
Yeah.
There is no rule or no law that you have to be only so much imaginative, right?
Yeah.
So you create your own imagination.
Imagination is out of the bounds.
Correct.
Okay.
They are.
But that is
No
a really
boundaries,
good-
no bounds, as you're saying. Yes, true, very true.
So, ma'am, I would just really like to say thank you. Your answers were so insightful.
I hope so.
I really enjoy talking to you.
Me too.
I am sure not only the children but the ones who aspire to be a teacher will be inspired.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, I am really grateful to you for giving me this information, which can really help me a lot. So now, let's turn our serious conversation into fun.
Okay.
So here comes my favorite part, the fun segment. So through this whole session, I've been waiting for this fun segment. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot of fun with
I'm
you.
going to too.
Full of joy, full of laughter.
Yes. You know, the way we laugh, both of us.
Yeah. So, ma'am, I will be asking you a few questions,
Okay.
and you need to answer them quickly.
Okay.
This sort of rapid fire.
Okay, great. Do I get
So-
something if I win?
We'll see about that. Favorite travel
Riddhan,
destination.
you're becoming very smart.
Favorite travel destination?
I don't like traveling.
Okay.
Okay, still home.
Nice one. Favorite historical figure?
Figure. Oh, it's supposed to be a rapid round. Oh my god. I'll go with Gandhi ji. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite movie?
Movie. I like this movie called Fashion. If you've heard of it,
I
I'm sure you wouldn't have, but it's about struggles and how life is. It's very real movie. I like that movie a
Okay.
lot.
Favorite book?
Favorite book? I have read these books by Simon Sinek,
Okay.
and they're very good. I love the books. You know, they have those things of wise.
Are they for children?
You can read maybe when you're 18, but they're very motivational and they're
Okay.
very nice, inspiring books.
Sure.
Yeah.
Favorite sport?
I like badminton.
Ooh, I also play badminton with my mom. So we surely will have one match.
Yes.
I look forward.
Yeah, me too.
Favorite fictional character?
Fictional character, I don't know, Pinocchio maybe, with that long nose.
This big.
Yeah, bigger than that.
Well, favorite season?
I like summers because I can't take cold, so I like summers.
Yeah. Ooh, hot. I also really like summers. Mango. God.
Yes, one of
I
them
wish every day was summer, so then I could every day eat mango. One mango, one mango, one mango. Ah, tasty.
Yeah, you used to get that in your tiffin, huh? I remember.
Yeah.
The summers are good.
And I also remember I used to get those small chits.
Yes.
Yeah. So every day I would show it to you.
Correct, in the tiffin, isn't
Yeah.
it? Your mama's, nice quotes would be there. That
Yeah.
was so nice, yes.
And then once it was written in Hindi, so I went to my Hindi ma'am and I showed, and she translated
Did it for
me.
you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Favorite festival?
I like Diwali.
Yay, the festival of lights.
Yes.
Well, the only thing I recommend about Diwali is don't blow a lot of fireworks, because it really pollutes. Yeah. So
Yeah, so I mean Diwali not for firecrackers,
Yeah.
basically it's more about festivities and
Yeah.
people meeting each other and dressing up and all lighted up,
Yeah,
rangolis
yeah.
and diyas and candles. That's what Diwali is more.
So actually, I'll just tell you one of my experiences. So last year, my mom, she showed me a video.
Okay.
So she said, I want to take one video of yours. So you need to research about the 5 days of Diwali.
Okay.
So then, so I researched. I made like a base. So the first day was, I think, the birthday of Dhanvantari, the god of Ayurvedic medicine. So then the second day was the celebration of the return of Rama, slaying the evil king
Ravana.
Ravan. And then on the third day, one of the most important day, it is the churning of the ocean. That is the day when Lord Lakshmi came out, and I also researched little, and especially the god of money, Lord Kubra.
Kubera,
I think he was the uncle of Ravan.
Wow.
Yeah, I searched a lot.
Wow.
Then on the fourth day was the day when Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill with his pinky.
Okay.
And on the fifth day, Bhai Dooj,
My Dooj.
that is the day when sisters call their brothers for dinner.
Yeah, like they put tie the
Yeah, they
Rakhi
tie
for them.
Rakhi
Yes,
for them, yeah.
yes. You interested in mythology?
Mythology, well, Well, I think so.
Yeah, because the way you've just given me the whole, so you research means you really
Yeah.
have the inclination that you really want to find out, and you
Yeah,
must have enjoyed reading about them.
So first I was quite tired. I wasn't exactly really wanting to do it, but then later when I started researching, it was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reading some Sudhamurti books, so
Okay.
that also gave me a lot of stories about gods. So then I learned a lot
Okay.
through her stories. I thought most of them were fiction,
Yeah.
but then I realized that they were actually real about gods. So then one day I was just telling one of Sudhamurti's story to my mom, and then it turned out to be real. So I was quite surprised.
So there will be some connection with the real, and she will have made it into a fictional story, right?
Yeah.
You think someday you'll be writing a mythological or a fictional, some connection stories?
Sure, I look forward to it.
Yeah, you should. Since you're so interested, why not?
Yeah.
Something new to start thinking about, isn't it?
Yeah, something new. Favorite student?
Riddhanjan? Now that I'm here?
you, ma'am.
Yes, of course, anytime.
Favorite quote?
Favorite vote?
Quote.
Quote? Oh, yeah, I like one very a lot, I just keep reminding myself. So I've read this quote. It says, commitment makes you start, say, anything towards success, but consistency makes you reach that place. Like when you're committed, I'll explain it to you. So commitment means you told yourself you want to do this, okay?
Yeah.
Say, for me, I want to do a 1 hour exercise every day.
Yeah.
That's my commitment to myself.
Yeah.
I will start, but if I'm not consistent and if I don't do it every day, I'll never reach to the goal that I have made. So
Yeah.
commitment is something that you start with, but consistency makes you reach there. I love this quote.
Well, it is very meaningful.
It is, yeah.
When you explain
And
it.
I relate it to everything that I do. So that's why I said, no, I'm internally motivated. I
Yeah.
guess this quote makes me motivated, yeah.
Favorite hobby?
I love singing.
You love singing?
Yeah, I mean, just like that.
Well, we should have a sing-off.
Now? We'll record one. We'll record one, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Favorite childhood memory?
When we were in grade 8,
Yeah.
would 8 be considered as childhood? It would be, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a very good group of friends, and we used to, apart from academics, those friends I have even today,
Yeah.
so that memory has continued till today. So we used to have lots of picnics, and we used to have good get-togethers.
Yeah.
We used to go here and there. Those school memories of mine are the most precious. I love my school memories. So even now when I go back to my hometown,
Yeah.
I go to the school, to see. So many things have changed. The color of the walls have changed. The outside has changed. The garden has changed. But we
Recalling
remember
those
each and every
memories,
tree that
yeah.
we used to play around,
Yeah, recalling those memories are very beautiful.
Very beautiful. And for us at that time, when we went into a school, we continued with that school till we were passed off that school.
Yeah.
It's a different scenario now, but then yes.
Yeah.
Those were very good days.
So now choose one.
Okay.
I will give you 2 options and you have to choose one from them.
Easy.
Which one you prefer?
Okay.
Playful child or studious child?
Playful. Because I am one.
You have my same thought.
Good.
Reading or writing?
Reading.
I knew you would say that. Teacher or principal?
Teacher. Principal is also a teacher, so teacher.
Yeah. Maths or science?
Science.
Dancing or singing?
Singing.
Concept learning or learning by heart?
Concept learning. Anytime.
Art and craft or sports?
Sports.
Oh.
Yes. I was always an athlete in my school.
Oh.
Yes.
No wonder you're such a sports person and a team leader.
Oh, thank you. Yes, but I just love sports. I was an athlete, so yes. You don't know, but I won so many medals when I was in school,
So we'll have a race.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yes, we will.
Uniform for students or casual dressing?
Depends where they are. So
Yeah.
if it's school, of course uniform would
Yeah.
be good. But then if you're relaxed, casual would be better.
Yeah. 1 + 1 = fun. I will give you one word and you have to give another word that first comes to your mind.
Sure.
Holy.
Colors.
English.
Books.
Environment.
Safe.
Me. You had to process that deeply.
Yes, a little bit. Me? Good.
Reading.
Love it.
Imagination.
I have. I
Vocabulary.
have. Dictionary.
Creativity.
Art and craft.
Art and craft.
Art and craft? Colored papers.
Colored papers.
Arre wah, red.
Red.
Yeah. Come on!
I love playing that trick.
Red,
really
my
fun.
favorite color.
Oh, that is?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
You should ask your mama. I always wear red. I have so much of red. Yeah, I like it. What's
I
your
suggest-
favorite color?
My favorite color is kind of like all the colors, but I would mostly choose golden.
Huh?
Ah,
Wow. That's nice.
well, ma'am, that was really fun. You were quite fast.
Thank you so much. Yes, it was fun.
Yeah. So, ma'am, it was an honor having you. So,
Thank you for inviting me. Ridhan, I haven't done anything so great to be on a podcast, but the way you've treated me to be your teacher and mentor, I am thankful.
no, ma'am, it's not exactly treated. You are.
This is what makes you crazy. I mean, me and you crazy actually. This is what we do. That's why you're my favorite student, you see.
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Now it's not even a student anymore.
Yeah.
It's like the connection we have, I think.
Yeah.
So we can be so casual, we can be frank, we can talk anything under the sun. That's what makes our bond special, right?
So, like I said, it was an honor having you. So, a job is where you're doing something for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're taking it as a responsibility, that is passion. So my parents, they sit in front of the screen for hours. They make videos for me, and they work very hard for others' work to outshine.
Yes. And I have seen the proofs of how your
Yeah.
father has actually, I mean, a simple thing like, maybe creating a introduction for something.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in awe when I was looking at it. I mean, literally, you can ask him later. He's fabulous at it. So you're right when you say that, they do that. They really do. And it's for anybody's work that they will
Yeah.
want it to look like it's their own work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So even if there's a small mistake, they would do their best to even remove that mistake.
Correct.
That is what I call passion, where they are taking work not as a job.
Yes.
That is passion.
So as long as you're enjoying your
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
that is. So then you don't feel that I'm doing a job of so
Yeah.
many hours.
Yeah.
You're in the flow.
Yeah.
You keep doing that.
And when you're doing something with your heart,
Yes.
that is passion. So I salute your passion as an educator.
Thank you so
And,
much, Ridhan.
And ma'am, I'd really like to thank you again. So before signing off, I just want to ask you one last question. So is there anything you would like to say to the audience?
Yeah, I mean, just be yourself. Be yourself and do what you like. Because when you do what you like, you won't consider it as a burden, or you won't consider it as something that you have to struggle to do it. It will happen naturally. And I think that's what I do, and I've always asked my students to feel and do the same. So yeah, be yourself.
That was very inspirational. I really hope you all take this piece of advice. And before signing off again, I would just like to take your blessing.
Thank you so much, Ridhan. God bless you.
So together, let's sign off.
Yes.
So you have to say Sumita ma'am signing off, okay? And
Okay.
I will say Ridhan Jain signing off.
Okay.
So let's go. Ridhan
Sumita
Jain
signing off.
Very good.
Thank you.